guess who's Bazak, nigga?
Me, bitch. I'm back, baby. It's been a minute. A lot of people been commenting under my old videos like, yo, where you been at? Did you die? No, nigga, I'm still here. But a lot of news has been coming out from 2K19. Obviously, I am going to come back. I am going to be dropping daily fucking videos, as always. But I just took a little break from YouTube. YouTube wasn't it. Now, before all of this, I am going to probably drop 3 or 4 videos today. Mainly going over everything that I saw in the trailer. And a lot of little information that you can use before the prelude comes out tonight. I believe it's the 31st. You can download it at 12 o'clock. But you need to know all of this stuff before the game actually comes out. Because I don't want you to make a mistake and invest all the VC that you purchase or that you just grinded into a player that you might think is good and really turn out to be shit. Now, I am going to be going over 3 different builds that regarding 2K18, 17, 16, and even 15, all of those builds were good. But going over to when it came to 2K19, they completely nerfed these builds to the point where there's no point in making these builds. Now, I'm only going to go over 3. There's probably some more, but these are the 3 main ones that I seen people create on 2K18 and even 17 that were completely obsolete, that were goated, that were elite, unstoppable. But when it came to 2K19, a lot of people were going over the players and the builds, and it was like, you gotta be careful. Because they nerfed those little prize possessions that y'all really valued most when it came to those builds. Now, the first build that we are going to go over, and there's a whole bunch of people already triggered about it, is the stretch bigs. Now, obviously there are 2 stretch bigs, which is the power forward and the centers, granted. And this one is mainly focused on the centers because those are mainly what people make. You never see a stretch big that's a power forward. It's hard to see. I'm not saying that you've never seen one and it's impossible. No, but when you create a stretch big, you want to be as tall as possible. 1, to get rebounds and just to overlook when you're shooting the ball. Stretch bigs only have 2 Hall of Fame badges. And those Hall of Fame badges are completely shit. There's no point in making a stretch big, at least for 2K19. There's no point. And the reason for these builds being so ass is due to the fact that 2K is trying to make the game as realistic as possible when it comes to the actual NBA. Since there is no stretch big that can shoot lights out like Steph Curry, they're trying to minimize that in the game as well. So it's kind of taking a hit for all of those people out there. Now, for the stretch bigs, there are 2 Hall of Fame badges. I believe it's pick and popper, whatever it is, and the free throw ace. 1, you will get a whole bunch of fouls, congrats, and you can make your free throws, but that's not an offensive badge. If you're playing park, there isn't free throws at the line, so that badge is completely useless, unless they added that into the game because we still haven't played park, but I doubt it. Why would you be shooting free throws in the park? They just give you the ball normally when it's a foul. So that badge has been completely useless. The only sense of that is to make a stretch big would be to make a pro-am team and to use them there. And even then, that's just completely garbage. So all of their badges are mainly gold and silver. Now, the core ones, corner specialist, Deadeye, all of those are gold. But limitless range is silver for stretch big. So that is completely useless. There's no point in having a stretch big. Now, there are some core people like my nigga Chico. Shout out to my nigga Chico. Go sub to him. I sent him the image, and he was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm still making my stretch big. Watch him be elite. And I respect it, but don't put money where it's not gonna go nowhere. That's how I see it. I feel like even if you was to max them out with the road to 99, all the attributes, that player is gonna be ass. I'm sorry for the honk in the back, but that player is gonna be completely shit. There's no point in putting that much work and effort and money, depending if you buy the VC or not, into a character that you know isn't gonna be as good as any other build that you could create. And especially when they buffed a whole bunch of them. That's gonna be a separate video, but you know what I mean. Now that is gonna be the first build. And the next build that we are gonna be talking about is the Play Sharps. Now the Play Sharps was on 2K18 one of the most overused, most powerful builds in the game. Now, a lot of people are trying to drive away from that because in 2K19, one, they have no Hall of Fame badges, even though in 18, I believe it was the same way. They didn't have any Hall of Fame badges to back them up. They were still going off gold and silver. And not a lot of people that did have that build reached 99. So it wasn't like their badges were mainly gold and silver. Not everybody got to 99 to make it increased and got to Hall of Fame or gold. So they still remained with the same badges. But the main reason why people are trying to move away from this build is strictly because the tier 2 and the tier 3, I believe, is not going to be usable with this build. I believe you can get to tier 2 if you minimize the height and increase your speed a little bit and take the weight all the way down. You could increase your chances of getting tier 2, but you will never reach tier 3. Tier 3 is only gotten when you're, I believe, a pure playmaker. That's it. There's no other way on getting tier 3, so that's completely useless. Now, I believe the stats should remain the same as to, you know, if you can shoot, and the badges also kind of remain the same. I don't have the sheets right in front of me, so I can't really look, but they never had any Hall of Fame badges. But the main reason why people just don't want to use it is just because their animations will not reach the certain limit that they want to with this build. So hands down, this build is just bad. If you don't have the instruments to actually get open, obviously I'm talking about animations, but if you don't have those animations to get open, what's the purpose of making that build if what the build has to offer is taken away from it and is not as good? So hands down, this build isn't good. Now the last build that I am going to be talking about is I believe the Shot Creators playmaking, or playmaking Shot Creators is I believe is playmaking Shot Creator, or vice versa. They did have a Hall of Fame badge depending on how you flipped it. Now that's on 2K18. On 2K19, they nerfed it to the point where they have no Hall of Fame badges. I believe in 18 they had Ankle Breaker Hall of Fame, and that's it, or two of them, 2 Hall of Fame badges. I just don't know. Like I said, I don't have the sheet right in front of me, but it was actually decent to use. Now they don't have no Hall of Fame badges because off the jump last year, before the prelude even came out, people were going over all of the builds, and this build was the one that standed out the most. This was one of the most dominant, and it was one of the most elite ones when the game came out. There was people that knew how to use it. There was people that knew how to use the screens to their advantage, and they, you know, to get the shot up and in. But they have completely nerfed that, and also alongside taking the Hall of Fame badges away from the shot creating playmakers, they also took the animation off as well. Like I said, it's the same thing with the Play Sharp. You will not reach tier 3 unless you're a pure playmaker. So their animations will be also canceled, as to you might not have the animation you want to get open. So keep all of this in mind when you're creating your Mind Player tonight, when you're playing the prelude. A lot of things has been changed, and I'm gonna make another video talking about it, so just keep that in mind. This video has been going on long enough. I know there's a lot of people that probably were thinking about making the same build, but I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna go like that. Do not do it, because it's gonna hurt you in the end, and it's not gonna get you nowhere. But you already know who the fuck it is, man. It's your boy Ricky Rose, and I'm out of here.